Ever heard the phrase autism is a superpower and found yourself scratching your head, picturing Rain Man-esque savants? We're sorry to disappoint if you were expecting tales of human supercomputers. While we don't all possess such extraordinary capabilities, people within the vast spectrum of autism do commonly exhibit unique strengths that I like to call autistic superpowers. Let's dive in. So welcome back to Human Mechanics. Today, we're taking a different look at autism, guided by researched insights from our autistic specialist writer. Quick note, while this is based on science, it doesn't replace professional advice. See a mental health professional if you're exploring an autism diagnosis. Let's start with our first superpower, hyperfocus. You know that feeling where you're so engrossed in a task and you lose track of time? Thanks to our neurological configuration, people with autism can focus intensely for hours. We're so driven about our special interests and repetition that we often prefer it to socializing. A study from the University of North Carolina backs this up. Autistic participants willingly took on harder tasks repeatedly, even for lesser rewards. In the real world, well, we can turn our passions into exceptional talents. Up next, pattern recognition. Fancy a little test? Remember this tiny cuboid? Can you find it hidden in a more complex pattern? A University of Cambridge study observed that autistic participants found hidden shapes much faster than neurotypicals. This power translates into real-world competencies like math, engineering, and art. Attention to detail, our third autistic superpower, is often evident. With what I call a tunnel vision, we zone in on specifics and make precise observations. This fidelity to detail was evidenced in a Journal of Neuroscience study. The outcome? At HP Enterprise, teams with neurodiverse workforce were 30% more efficient at spotting software faults. And finally, logical decision-making. Picture this. A pushy salesman offers you 3 USB drives of varying quality, trying to sway your preference. A Cambridge study discovered while neurotypical folk easily fell for the irksome sales trick, autistic people demonstrated rational decision-making, undeterred by the decoy. Other research found that we're less affected by biases. It seems focusing on the factual details rather than context has its advantages. So there you have it. 4 positive autistic traits, or as we prefer to call them, autistic superpowers. Naturally, it's not all sunshine. Autism presents many challenges. But within the right environment, we can nurture these potential strengths into superpowers. The contributions of those on the autism spectrum to humanity's developments are renowned. As Temple Grandin, an autistic scientist, candidly said, "If autism were eradicated, we'd still be huddled in a cave socializing by a wood fire." Perhaps that's slightly harsh, but there's truth in it. Both neurotypicals and autistic individuals need each other. We all have our unique strengths to offer. Thank you for joining us today on Human Mechanics. Don't forget, every like, subscribe, or share supports the channel and means a lot to all of us here. We look forward to seeing you next time. Until then, keep exploring, learning, and marveling at the intricacies of being human.